Hello, guys. Good evening. Today is the 8th of February in 2021, and I like to record this video to make a review about my shoe. Not only because I wanted to, but also because I have a practice interview tomorrow, and I wanted to practice for that. Practice my speaking. In the shoe which I want to talk about is this one, the KD Trey, the KD Trey 5 number 8. Um, I like to make a review about this shoe and give my personal experience in playing with it until now. I bought this shoe. I received this shoe about 2 weeks ago, and I only played twice with it. One, once was the first one was last week when I played 1-on-1 with my friend, and we played together. It was a very intense 1-on-1, and I felt great with it. It was my first test, so I did not take any conclusions out of that because it was my first try in this shoe. So I know that basketball shoes, you have to break it in first to give a review, a proper review about it later. But I just came back from the handle practice. It's 9 and 9 p.m. in the night, and I was practicing handles. I like to practice it in the night. I like to go in the evening to play by myself in the streets because the gyms are all closed here because of the coronavirus and all. Um, but mostly because the air is much more fresh than it is if I were to play in the afternoon. Here in Brazil, it is funny that if you wake up 8 a.m. in the morning and you're gonna and you stay until 7 p.m. in the evening, you're gonna sweat like crazy the whole day, mainly in the summer, which is right now. So let's go straight to the shoe review. This is the shoe. I do find it very, very pretty, but I'm gonna discuss the aesthetics later in this video. Look, this is a just an out view for you to know about it, and I like to kick off with the traction. This camera, it doesn't have a good resolution, but this traction pattern is very good. The rubber, the material is very stiff, and you don't feel like um it's gonna rip at all. The sensation that it gives is that this is a very durable traction pattern, and it's perfect for outdoor use. If you don't have a gym to play on and you like to play on the streets, on the outdoor courts that are made with cement, this is the kind of traction pattern that you're looking for. Even if you press with your nail, it doesn't move, so it's very good for a shoe to play in outdoors. Um, I don't know. This is a funny thing, but this traction pattern, because of the black and white and the wave formats, it kind of resembles the Copacabana sideway here in Brazil. So it is a very familiar thing to note on this shoe for Brazilians. Um, in the ankle, you do have this soft rubber that it doesn't feel as durable as the rest of the feet as a foot, but I think it's for impact protection. I can't see why, how this works on impact protection when you jump high and you fall on your ankles, but on your heels, sorry, your heels. But this protection here in the heel is very interesting to have. Well, going to the material. Well, this shoe feels very cheap. The materials are not that great because, of course, this is a budget shoe. It's not a very high quality shoe as if it were like a KD from the main line. Instead, this is a KD from the Trey 5 line, which is a budget line. So it means, so it is supposed to look cheap. because in fact it is when it is compared to other shoes like the main KD line, LeBron's, Curry's, but still it is a great shoe. Um, the tongue is not very fancy. It has a material that it feels like a plastic netted. And the ankle is very protected. This part here, it doesn't move at all. You feel very ankle. You feel that your ankle is very protected, very safe with this shoe, as well as the KD12. I do have a KD12. I plan on making a review of it later. But as for this shoe, it does have a little foam here in the ankle that if you tie the shoe very tight, like I like, it won't feel uncomfortable at all. In fact, this is very comfortable if you want to hang out, if you want to play basketball, if you are a hard player, a hardcore player. This is a great shoe to have. Mm, I talked about impact protection. It feels very good. As to the stability of the shoe, as to the stability, the traction helps a lot, and as I already said, the traction is great. It feels very safe, even in a dusty court. You don't need to wipe it a lot, but if you want, if you have the habit, go for it. But I personally didn't see much difference. Of course, I still have to break in the shoe much more because I played in it twice. But as for the stability goes, I like to remark that this part here of the shoe, this outside side of the shoe, kind of worries me a bit because I'm a point guard and I like to make very quick turns and I like to change directions very fast. And even if you're a defender, you need to be able to stay on your feet to keep up with the person you're guarding. So every time I made a quick stop with this shoe when defending, when I put my all my weight to one shoe, to one feet, so I could make a very quick and fast turn, I kind of felt my feet go to the outside. This is natural for any basketball shoe, and some highlights and some photos you're gonna see that the player's feet kind of go to the outside of the shoe, but I'm not so worried. I'm not so used to it. But this has happened to me before in other shoes I used, so I'm not too worried about in the long term. Um, but this shoe feels very stable after all. At the end of the day, um, I like to have an empty space here. It's not that I like. I need it actually because my feet is very wide. My feet are very right. Blah, my foot is very wide. So if I buy a shoe true to my size, like a 43 Brazilian size shoe, this would feel very very tight. I couldn't wear it. So I buy one number bigger, and this number is the 12 in the U.S. shoe size. And in Brazilian shoe size, it's the 44. And even though it has like a thumb of empty space, like this, my toes just touch here. They don't come all the way to here. So it feels very stable because this part gives you a lot of security when it comes to to making quick turns and spinning around and being able to attack the basket without fear. Last but not least, I like to talk about the aesthetics. And I do like the aesthetics of this shoe. I think the shoe is simply beautiful. I like this pattern here on the forefoot. Um, it does look like my grandma's curtain. This pattern here, it brings me an old school vibe, but I do like the duality that it makes with the ankle. The ankle feels very modern on the other hand. It has a very vibrant red. It has the classic Nike logo, and you look at this shoe, you have the sensation that at the same time that you're looking at the old school age, you're having this throwback vibe. You're looking at the future, the modernity, and it feels very good to have it. The shoe is simply beautiful. You can use it to hang out. I've used it in my friend's birthday, and I felt very great about it. So out of 10, let me make let me give you a numbers the criteria I used. For traction, I would rate it 8. 8 because I haven't broken it yet, but I think it's gonna be a 9 or even a 10. Mm, Impact protection, I will give it a 9 because I'm not that guy that jumps a lot because and to dunk and to block because I can't. Um, but for my purposes in game, it feels great. The impact protection. Um, for the aesthetics, it's a solid 10. For the ankle protection, it's also a 10. So I think that's it. It's a great shoe to have if you play outdoors a lot. If you manage to get it on sales, go for it. If you have the money to, it's great. And if you like to invest in a basketball shoe and you wanna make it worth, go for these budget lines, like the KD Trey 5, like the Kyrie Flight Traps. I have a Kyrie Flight Trap. I had a Kyrie Flight Trap too, and I played with it for a year in every condition possible. Really, I played with it in the rain. I played with it in the dust, and it was very durable. And I hope this one is as well. So that's it for this video. Thanks for your attention, and that's it. See ya later in this channel.